What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Saturday, May 13th. We are officially 2 weeks out from show day. I look like a little mess, you know, hair's everywhere, but it's okay. I'm, been struggling, but I'm okay. Today I'm so sore. My legs from that leg workout that I filmed for you guys, that you just saw, I'm wrecked. Like, I'm so sore. And then yesterday I trained back and it was a major struggle. We'll just say that. I attempted to deadlift and I was just so weak feeling. It was just terrible. Yeah, but I'm just really sore today. So we just kind of spent this morning relaxing. Actually just laid in bed and watched Criminal Minds. You know, I haven't really had like chill time where I'm just laying there to watch TV. Like I'll be, doing something while I'm, doing laundry. I'm in my fitness pal putting in my food, or I'm getting my clothes and everything ready for the following day. Like I'm never just laying there watching TV. So I just relaxed this morning. It was glorious. I got up, started doing some laundry, cleaned a little bit of the house, a little, nothing crazy. I have one more session of cardio to do today. I can't remember if I've really updated you guys on my cardio regimen. So I know I've always been doing steps. Well, like 2 weeks ago, we changed my cardio to 50 minutes of a heart rate target between 130 and 150 beats per minute, 6 days a week. So we did up that. I was already walking an hour every day anyways to get my steps, but now it's just more intense. It's just higher intensity to get my heart rate up higher, but it's only 50 minutes. Only 50 minutes anyways. So I only have one more session to do, so I'm debating on doing it today or tomorrow. I thought about just taking today completely off just to let my body recover, but also I'm supposed to train legs again tomorrow, so I'm gonna see how sore I am tomorrow and go from there. I may push it to Monday and just take 2 rest days in a row, and because I only train 4 days a week, so it won't like mess it up or anything, and I may just train Monday, but I haven't decided, because I haven't been this sore in a while. My legs are wrecked. But we're fixing to head into Walmart. I gotta buy a few groceries. Not like a whole lot of things, but I do kind of want to go ahead and stock up on stuff for peak week. So we have 2 weeks, till show day. But next weekend I have a work event on Saturday, so I don't really want to have to go buy a bunch of groceries. So I'd rather go ahead and stock up now on things that I can, put it in the freezer. So I'm gonna go buy a few things today. Shouldn't be in there too long. I don't plan on it. I always end up spending way more money than I intend to, but we'll see. Hopefully not. But I'll show you guys what I get, and we're going to do some meal prep when I get home. I need to cook chicken, vegetables. Today's obviously rest day, so I don't get much carbs, so I don't really need to make any rice or anything, but I do need some protein and veggies prepped, so we're going to do that when I get home. But I'm fixing to head into Walmart. I was going to show y'all, I always listen to a podcast when I buy groceries pretty much. I don't know if that makes me antisocial, but I just like to have entertainment, I guess, but I always listen to a podcast. But if you guys have any podcast recommendations, mainly the ones I listen to are bodybuilding, fitness related. I haven't ever really gotten into the true crime stuff. I know a lot of people like those, but I haven't ever really got into that. But I do like podcasts, so we're gonna listen to that. I'm drinking the Ghost Swedish Fish. This may be my favorite energy drink there is. It's up there. It's definitely tied. It's up there with the Rainbow Sherbet. And it's only 200 milligrams of caffeine versus the Reigns are 300. So if I don't need that much, so that's a little bit. I've been trying to do better with my stimulant intake. My caffeine has been really high lately, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm trying to be aware of it. And not overdo it, and especially once I'm off prep, I'm gonna definitely try to reduce it down some. But just trying to be aware of it, because it does have effect, it can have negative effects on you, consuming, excess caffeine. But just sipping on that to try to get me through this. And hopefully gonna go home and rest in a little while as well, some more. I just really enjoyed chilling. I've had last few weeks, I've shed a few tears. I've been struggling, but I just hadn't, you know, haven't felt good, obviously, like I've shared with y'all, and I'm just really ready to get to have a social life again. It's like, it's getting summertime, so it's like my friends and stuff, you know, are wanting to go out to eat, wanting to go and do things, and I can, but it's like I don't have the energy for it. And then also it's just harder to watch other people eat when I can't eat, you know, what they're eating. It's just gotten harder because I've been dieting for so many months now. 2 months ago, didn't bother me. I could watch, you know, I could go into a dessert place, let my friends get desserts, it didn't bother me. Go sit at a restaurant, you know, it didn't bother me a bit, but it's just been long enough now that it's starting to get to me a little bit. So it's just been being hard, but we only have 2 weeks. I can do it, like I'm almost there. And this next week is quote the last hard week, because then it's peak week, and it's like, then you start getting excited, and hopefully, you know, my training intensity and cardio is reduced a little bit, we'll see. But we did hit a new low weigh-in this morning, 134.8. My lowest weigh-in before that was 135.2, so we're down another almost half a pound from my lowest weigh-in. I had a refeed earlier this week, so we are leaner than we were for the first show. Still don't know if I'm lean enough, you know, but it's okay. I have pushed myself so hard. I'm so proud of how far I've come. I have not binged, have not, you know, my mindset around food is definitely getting a little iffy, but we're almost there, and we're gonna stick to that reverse. We're gonna do it. That was one of my main goals. Like, I obviously wanted to make it to the stage, but this time I wanted to nail my reverse. So that's still in the back of my mind. We're gonna do it. Anyways, let's go get some groceries, and I'll see you guys in there. Okay, so clearly I'm back at home. I did not even think about pulling out the camera in Walmart. So anyways, we are home. I got most of the stuff unpacked. I went ahead and put the cold stuff away, and I'll kind of show you guys what I got in a little bit, but it's time for me to eat. So this is my second meal. I was ready to go ahead and eat, and then I will start meal prepping. So I'll show you guys this little sad meal that we've got going on here. So I just have 1 can of like white albacore tuna with salt and pepper. And then, so, you know, normally tuna salad, you put mayonnaise in it, but instead of having the fat from the mayonnaise, I actually tried this the other day, and I put a little bit of barbecue sauce in it, and it's actually really good. So I just did a little bit, you know, not even a full tablespoon, mixed in with it to get a little bit of flavor, but I don't mind the flavor of tuna anyway, so you may not even need it. And then I just have some green beans. So these are just those steamer bag green beans that I've showed y'all before. These are super easy. You just microwave them 5-6 minutes, and they're done, just with some garlic salt on top. And then I have just a regular lightly salted rice cake with some baby spinach that I'm gonna put the tuna on top of and eat that as a little meal. So this is, you know, a lot of veggies with less protein and very little carbs, but that's okay. I do have 4 more meals later on. So anyways, this is just a little snack pretty much to get me by until I can meal prep my chicken, which I need to eat later on. So I'm gonna eat this, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit for meal prep, and I'll show you some of the things I bought from Walmart. Just got a few things that I was gonna show y'all. So I did get a couple more of these water flavorings, berry and grape. I love these tuna packets. I know I just had a can of tuna, but I love these sweet and spicy tuna packets. And they're so easy and convenient to, you know, pack for work. And Rex likes the herb and garlic, so I got tons of those. To get some little potatoes on the days I have carbs. Got some 0 sugar chocolate syrup for my protein ice cream. I got some cans of tuna. Just some cans of carrots. So these are like a decent little hack. I mean, they're only 4 grams of carbs for a half a cup. And I mean, I like my carrots, you know, it's canned vegetables, so it's not the most, like, I guess, high quality, but something to have just, you know, for some little bit of carbs. I got just the packets of the instant cream of wheat that I have almost every day during the week. We got some garlic salt, some more Himalayan pink salt because we're almost out. I'll come back to this stuff. I did get some no sugar added applesauce. So when it comes to some of my healthy baking that I plan on doing very soon, applesauce is a great alternative to butter or eggs in recipes. So I got just some little packets of that. Strawberry Jello, sugar-free, 2 things of rice cakes, just kind of stocking up. And you may or may not see this box back here. So I ordered some more cookies. They came in yesterday. They're already in the freezer. So I'll show y'all on show weekend what I got. But I got four cookies and 2 of the mega ones. So they're like huge. Anyways, but I'll show y'all on show weekend. I got some of these exfoliating mitts. So I've always used these like bath gloves when I shower instead of like a washcloth. And I lost one when I washed it. I cannot find it anywhere, so I got some more of those. But then I've also found this exfoliating mitt, so it's just like one mitt. And my skin has been less than ideal as far as just smoothness and everything. So with the show coming up in my tan, I want to really exfoliate, and this is why I got this sugar scrub as well. It smells amazing, but it's just a sugar scrub. I'm gonna start using that to exfoliate my skin. And I got 2 travel size of conditioner and shampoo just for show day weekend to have, just smaller, obviously travel size. Trying to think if there's anything else that I bought. Stuff's in the fridge. I already put stuff in the fridge and in the freezer. Don't mind our freezer, it's jam-packed. I got tons of those green beans that I showed y'all earlier, some rice cauliflower. I got some frozen chicken breast, and then I got 3 packs of chicken breast up here. I'm gonna cook, I already had this one, I'm gonna cook this one today. Probably gonna stick either one or both of these in the freezer just for next week. There's my Jell-O. I got 2 things of almond milk because I've been killing my protein ice cream. I got these egg white wraps. So I've been not doing egg whites. I may or may not just save these for after show, but I haven't seen them at our Walmart before, so I got them. They're only 5 grams of protein for 1 wrap. So these are like really, I've showed y'all these before. I got them at like Target. They're really fluffy, and then I bought these a while back. And these are like egg wraps with cauliflower. These are like paper thin. Like, you're not even eating anything. Like, it's like, they're like paper. And they're only 1 gram of protein for one of them, so that's why. But they are like so thin. But I mean, like, I'll put some cinnamon on one and eat one. Like, a little bit of butter spray just to have something. But anyways, I got those. I got some more of my oven roasted turkey breasts that I eat a lot. Pepperonis are for Rex. We got veggies, so I got yellow bell pepper, onion, a couple cucumbers, tomatoes, mushrooms, and asparagus. And that's all of that. So we got just a lot of fresh produce. I did get some drinks. They're actually out still in the car, so Rex is gonna help me bring all those in. But I just got my standard Diet Pepsi. I did get some caffeine-free Diet Coke, trying to watch the caffeine. They don't make caffeine-free everything, so I got that. And then I got some Sprite Zero and just the Gatorade Zeros that I've always get. So anyways, that's just a few things we bought. Kind of stocked up a lot on some things, just so I'll have to go back to Walmart. I know it's this next week for peak week, but I already have a lot of the things I need. Anyway, so we got that. I'm gonna put all this away and then get cooking. So we're meal prepping, so I'm gonna show you what I did. So I got all my chicken breasts trimmed. I trimmed all the fat off of them, and I just got the fat thrown back in there. So I just had this whole tray of skinless chicken breasts. I do trim everything off just as much as possible. And I'm actually gonna grill these, so I'm leaving them whole. If I'm cooking them in a pan, I'll cut it up into smaller pieces because it cooks faster, but I do it on the grill, and we have this little temperature probe that I'm gonna stick into the center of like the biggest piece, and that's gonna tell me, like, I plug it into our grill and it tells me the internal temperature. So once it reaches 160 is supposed to, but I will go ahead and check them before then, and they'll already be done most of the time. So, but technically 160 is supposed to be the internal temperature of the chicken breast. But so grilling is one of the easiest ways to do chicken, or the crock pot, as far as just being able to put it on there and leave it alone and walk away and not having to sit there and babysit it. But I'm fixing to season it with buttery poultry blend Kinders. I've really been liking that one, and then just a little bit of seasoning salt. That's kind of the seasoning of choice that I've been doing recently on my chicken. So I already got the grill heating up. We have a Pit Boss, like a pellet grill. And it's really nice having that temperature probe I can plug in and then just walk away and leave it. So I'm gonna throw these on the grill, and then we're gonna start prepping some veggies. All right, we got the chicken on the grill, and there's the little probe. And see, I have it plugged in to the little thing and it tells me the internal temperature is 58 degrees. So I'll just let these cook. I normally will leave, I won't flip them until maybe like the temperature is like 100 degrees, just so it's kind of even. But that's kind of what I normally do when it comes to grilling my chicken. Just prep some veggies. So I did 1 large onion, 1 orange bell pepper, 1 yellow bell pepper, and then about a half of this container of mushrooms. So just roughly chopped it up. I don't chop it up super small. I don't mind having a little bit of texture. So I'm gonna cook this in this pan. I've got it heated up on medium heat, just sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. And once I put the veggies in there, I'm gonna season it with this seasoning that I've showed y'all before. And yes, my pan looks rough, don't mind it. Anyways, let's throw these in there. Just flip the chicken, guys. We got some good grill marks, a lot of flavor. Grilling is one of the best ways to get flavor on chicken. It is so good. And so that's the internal temp as of right now. So we got a little bit longer to go. All right, so I decided to do a thing of potatoes. So just one of those bag of those honey gold potatoes that I bought earlier, guys. I just cut them in half, and then I do put them like all like face up, just so the flesh is exposed, I guess you could say. But I did do black pepper on top, some of this garlic and onion seasoning. I get these that are in these glass bottles from like TJ Maxx or Marshall's. They have awesome seasoning options. And then just some Himalayan pink salt on top. I'm gonna bake these in the oven at 350, probably about 30 minutes. I'll just check them and I'll dip my fork. I'll poke a fork in them and just see when they're done. But I decided to go ahead and make these because I will have them for tomorrow for like my training day probably, and Rex will eat some of them. So I went ahead and did that. But these veggies are still over here just cooking. This is one of my favorite ways to do, like to get vegetables in, is like a little stir fry like this. So just getting a variety and then seasoning. So meal prep's going down, very easy, fast, and simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay, so next up we've got some shrimp. So this is the frozen shrimp. They're peeled, deveined with no tail because I do not want to have to be peeling shrimp or taking the tail off. But these are the large ones. I don't really have a specific kind, like I guess specific size that I prefer. I've just recently started doing shrimp. I don't do it like every single week or anything, but just to have something a little bit different. But you just have to rinse them in cold water just to defrost them or thaw them out. So very simple, and then you just cook them, you know, however you desire. I'm just gonna do them in the pan. You can obviously grill them, do skewers, kebabs, if you want to get fancy with it. I may, you know, do that eventually, but just not today. We're just gonna do simple. This colander will not stay still. But you just run them in cold water and they thaw out, and then we'll cook them in a pan. They take no time to cook, so just another really simple, easy meal prep hack. And they're very, you know, obviously low in carb, low in fat, a great protein source, and gives you some variety. But I really do like shrimp. But the veggies are done over here. So show y'all, I still have them in the pan. I've been trying to do better about not putting things straight into like a plastic container. I know there's research and stuff done talking about, you know, reheating things in plastic or microwaving things in plastic causes cancer and causes all these things. You know, you don't really know what's, everything out there can cause something at this point, is how I feel about it. But I'm trying to not just put things that are, you know, scalding hot straight into Tupperware, even though I do microwave stuff every single day at work in Tupperware. I'm trying, okay? So I'm gonna leave those in the pan for a little bit before I put them just in a container. But then I'll use that same pan for my shrimp. No, I will not wash it. There's no point. I'm eating the food, you know. Anyways, yeah. But first thing, I'll check on the chicken. So I just pulled off the chicken breast that I have the probe in. Just took the scissors, cut into it, check and see if it's done. And it is. I don't know if I can pick it up with one hand. So it is done. And obviously once you take it off, it's going to continue cooking for just a little bit. So see, like the probe says it's at 149, but it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these off. I have a bad habit of leaving chicken on till it's dry as a bone, because obviously I want it to be done, but I don't want it to be dry at the same time either. So we're gonna pull all these off and they look delicious. All right, we got the shrimp cooking. I've just kind of put them all in here and just gonna kind of toss them around until they're all pink and opaque, so they're cooked through. There's probably obviously a more proper way to be cooking these, but this is how we're doing it. I got them thawed out and I've just got them on medium heat. I'm gonna season them with some Himalayan pink salt and then this chili lime flavoring. I did this last time I ate shrimp and it is very good. I'm gonna do that on top. Potatoes are still in the oven cooking. I already checked them. They've already been cooking for about 40 minutes and they still were not done. So I'm gonna keep cooking those till they are done. And yeah, we'll be finishing up meal prep pretty soon. All right guys, well everything is done as far as meal prep goes. So I'll show y'all what we got finished up. There's the shrimp, chili lime flavoring, the vegetable stir fry. Potatoes are out of the oven now, so they're nice and crispy. They're very good. They're the best fresh, obviously. Once you put them in the fridge, they kind of don't lose their crispiness, but anyways. Then all the chicken breast, I was waiting for it to cool, and then I'm gonna take my kitchen scissors and cut it all up into pieces. That is the easiest way as far as when you're cooking chicken whole, you know, you cook it in the whole breast. Obviously you could get a cutting board and slice, you know, cut it up into chunks, but the scissors are super easy. And then you just measure out your pieces as you need them. So instead of having these big old chunks of chicken. But I'm gonna wait for those to cool and I'm just gonna cut those up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this meal prep, a little bit of a grocery haul and workout. I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are 2 weeks out. We are almost there. I really appreciate all of you that have followed along. Please like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button. Share it on Instagram, you know, so somebody else could possibly see these videos. If anybody's interested in seeing what it's like inside of a bikini competition prep, because y'all know I keep it real and raw and I don't try to hide anything. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.